I represent the colonized nation of Panama. Que sopa mi gente. I use she, her, they, them pronouns. And yeah, I'm just here to give y'all an update about what the permaculture team is doing. It's all very exciting. I'm super excited to like let y'all know what's up. But yeah, like I guess I should start off on like why we even have a permaculture team. Like we could just have some Black Hammer members that are farmers and like come and just work on the land. But no, we are an organized and disciplined organization. Like we want to make sure that we have every action like planned out and like have POAs for everything. And we just want to make sure that we're in agreement and how we're going to move forward before we even get there. So yeah, and also we just want to make sure that we're reconnecting with the land as much as possible because through colonialism we haven't been able to. We've been ripped from our land, so we got to take it back. But yeah, we've been taught, and we've also been taught to think that farming is like just using and abusing and stripping the land of its resources. And yeah, we just want to build that relationship with the land and build that self-determination. So yeah, that's what permaculture team is all about. And so to make sure that we're able to like support like everyone who's living on the land and be able to like grow as much food or grow food as soon as we get there, we really looked at like the erosion and the soil type of the all prospective like possible lands, right? And like that was our main criteria. And we also were looking at like possible like areas that had surrounding like where what we bought like surrounding it like wildlife areas, so that way we can get game species on our land, so that way we can hunt on our own land, right? So yeah, and yeah, at the very beginning, like our journey has been a very long one but very beautiful. Like we have the permaculture team. Before it was called the permaculture team, we were the agriculture team. And because we were all like when it was first brought to us, we were also excited to be able to use our previous experience in like farming or in gardening or like going to school for agriculture or like animal science. And we're just so excited to be able to use that for the revolution, because like who would have thought, right? Like who would have thought that that would have been possible? So we started like gathering all of this information and all this research on like cows and horses and chickens, and we realized like we were heading in the completely wrong direction. Like what were we doing? And we only realized that through the addition of new members and through like criticism. And I just want to shout out those new members. Like you all know who you are, because yeah, if it wasn't for you, we'd still be going in that direction. Like maybe, who knows? But yeah, we realized that like that direction that we were going in was such like that's how the colonizers use this land. That's not how we want to use this land. Like we want, or like not even use, but like have that relationship with the land, right? And yeah, so we realized like how harmful the direction we were going in was going to be. So we threw out most of our work, we threw out that colonial mindset, and just like press that like reset button. We learned from our mistakes, and we were like, okay, how can we work with the land as much as possible? Like, and that's how we like stumbled upon and renamed ourselves as like the permaculture team, because that's what permaculture is all about. It's all about working with the land and building that relationship with it. So specifically what I mean as far as like working with the land, first and foremost, hunting and gathering. We want to make sure that we are doing that in the most sustainable way possible. So the first thing that we do, or what we're going to do when we get there, is really like just figure out what's on the land, like figure out like how much is available for us to live off of, and that way we aren't affecting our future harvests. So, and just in case like we have bad harvests or like a bad hunting season or anything like that, we want to have some low impact livestock, like turkeys or goats or something, who knows, and that way we can use their waste as fertilizer for our crops too. And also just in case we have like a bad growing season or something, or like gathering, we want to have a greenhouse as well, filled up with native plants that we can like put outside and really start to like, build, like grow things like and mimic the ecosystem that's already there. Um, and yeah, this next part I'm so excited to tell y'all about. I didn't even know. I never had heard about food forests until like this research was done. But yeah, food forests are like, just, I don't understand why this isn't used all across the globe. Actually I do. It's colonialism. It's literally colonialism and capitalism. But like food forests are an efficient way to grow food in a small amount of space, like using the plant's natural tendencies to cultivate a max amount of harvest per acre. And you're just mimicking the ecosystem and the patterns found in nature to grow food. So a simple version of this, like if you want to try to like relate it back to a food forest, are the three sisters. The three sisters are known like in all kinds of growing circles and stuff. Like, and the three sisters are like the corn, beans, and squash. So if you imagine like corn being like basically the trees in the forest, the corn supports the bean vines that are going to climb up it. The beans deposit nitrogen into the soil for the corn and the squash to use up, and the squash shades the ground to keep out any other wanted plants. So yeah, like if you relate that back to the food forest, it's literally just little mini food forests, right? So eventually we want to have this beautiful food forest, like for us to you know, get our food from. So and eventually once all the plants are established in the soil, we want to collect seeds and create an inventory of the seeds and be able to create a seed bank. And with those seeds, we'll be able to provide and support local indigenous and colonized people who want to start their own gardens and like, just build that relationship with them. And also, if we start another Hammer City, not if, when we start another Hammer City, like we'll be able to support that city and provide them with some seeds. So yeah, that's what permaculture team is like all about. That's what we're doing. And I really want everyone to like visualize what I'm talking about here. Visualize like what Hammer City is gonna be like, because it's so beautiful. And like, so if everyone could just like close their eyes for a minute and just imagine waking up in your own bed, and like that you in your own bed in a house that you and your comrades built together with your own hands. Like with your own hands, you guys built this city together, right? And going outside and going into the food forest to go pick some oranges from the trees, some berries in the bushes, some, sweet potatoes down on the ground, and just like you're literally collecting the fruits of your labor for your breakfast. That's so beautiful. And like basically when you're eating the fruit, you'll know exactly where your food came from, and you'll be able to share that with all your comrades and all the colonized children who have never known what it means to go hungry. And you'll be able to like know like that there's enough food for everyone in the city. And I just want everyone to really visualize what Hammer City is going to be like, and what we're like building towards, and what we're going to build. So yeah, so that's like what Hammer City means to me, is just land sovereignty and like having our own shit. So if anything that I was talking about, gardening, environmentalism, animals, if you have experience or interest in any of those things, hit up Chief Ina or join the BH campaigns committee. And yeah, we can, the more brains we have on this, the better like we'll be able to build it the first time. So the first one will be, So with that, I just want to open up for any questions. Black Power.
Black Power.
Yes, amazing report, Chief.
Great
Amazing
job, Comrade
report.
Wren.
Yes, Black Power. You got me over here tearing